guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I bought something from Flight Fins, and this is my Pint X that I just upgraded from the Pint. I have not been able to use the extended range on the board yet. I seem to only go about 2 miles at a time. So anyways, I wanted to change the way that I ride and be able to do more activities maybe while one-wheeling. And I have been out on the town and I've saw a couple people with them and they said it's game-changing. So I went ahead and I bought it. Let me flip you guys around and show you what I bought. And we have from Flight Fins. Pretty straightforward. I bought a Pocket Rock Bonk. I don't know, bonker maybe. Had no idea what it was. I saw it, watched a couple videos, and kind of decided, you know what, in the garage, it'd be pretty cool just to go out there and practice by myself, and so I wanted to buy it. This is the Electric Zebra. It has some pink sparkles on the bottom. I couldn't find any information really about this, couldn't find any other videos about it, but it feels like a hard rubber, almost like a silicone. It does have a funny smell to it. But it's really cool looking. It's really hard. I don't know if this is like 3D printed or I think it's molded. They said every one is a little bit different. So, but that definitely up here looks 3D printed. So the lines in it up here. So maybe not. But that was pretty cool. Bought it on sale for like $48. Okay. Bonk. And then here we go. We have the Flight Fin system. Here's your fender or side rail fender thing. The other one. And then I went with the V2 because every video I saw, basically everybody had V2s. There was one video reviewing the mini fins. But all of the group ride, all the one wheel pages, everybody seems to have the V2. So I went with the V2, and these also smell funny. Just saying, they all kind of smell funny. Could be hot rubber sitting in, you know, the UPS truck, but they smell funny. These are the extenders that I chose to buy with these as well because I prefer to ride my board with my feet spread out. And one wheel, with the Flight Fins, you have to be a little bit closer. After I ordered these, I saw on a couple pages about the lifters. And they're a piece of metal that comes up like this that you lock your feet into. They're the same price, and maybe that would have been better for me. But I bought these. I saw these. This is what I'm going with. So I also have the fender. This is the first time I'm looking at the fender. I think it's supposed to bend. Oh, that's really hard. So we will see how that looks. But okay, well, I'm gonna basically go ahead and install these. It should just be a couple screws, remove my magnetic fender. So I'm gonna remove this, basically fasten that onto it and see about getting them adjusted for my feet. And then I will throw this on the ground and kind of do a quick review about how I feel stepping on them for the first time. And then I'm going to take these out to my garage and basically try to bonk. Yeah, bonking. So let me go ahead and get this put on and I will get back to you. As I am assembling my first Flight Fin, there's a couple things that I kind of had to figure out. I did try to scan this QR code and try to look up some information on their website, and no, they don't have a whole lot of information. It's not very clear. It shows mini fins, and I have the extenders, so it's a little bit different anyways. But on this card, it does say do not tighten the screws through the nut more than 1/8 of an inch, and don't use Loctite. Is basically what that says. So what I have discovered is there's 2 different size screws. You have a small screw, they go on the bottom holes. The bigger screws go in the top holes. This only lines up one direction. Okay, these, depending on if you ride goofy or normal, you want to place these accordingly. I initially tried installing that back here. The words were backwards, and I don't know why I thought they could go either way. The mini fins can go either way. So you do have to install them accordingly. I have the screws loose on the bottom so I can move this, so I can put my foot in here and adjust it. These are very hard to get through the holes. So what I did was basically take a screwdriver, push it through. Now what I initially did was push all 4 of these in and then tried to do that, but I had to walk it back and forth. So it may be easier to set this in place and then push one in at a time. And they do have to be almost like all the way in order to stick through this. So that's something I'm just having to deal with. And then also tightening these have been a little bit more tedious. I did go back, and you have to you want to make sure these are tight but not over tight, because of course you have all your body weight that's going to be, well, maybe not body weight, but you have the weight of the board and then your body weight slamming down on it. So I just want to make sure those are tight. These 4 screws in this Allen wrench does not fit the factory star screws that were in it. You have to have one of your ones that came with like your bumpers or whatever. That's the size that it needs. So just letting you know that. So I'm going to go ahead and keep assembling this side, and then we'll get these test fitted for my feet. So I now have both sides put on. Now, like I said, each side is still loose. There's a lot of conversation about what shoes the different people wear. I prefer my 511 tactical boots. I have tactical tennis shoes that I don't really like as much one wheeling. My wife has Converse. She has Nikes. She has her preferred shoe. She does not have Van. I'm not really a fan of flat soles either. It makes my feet hurt, so I prefer my tactical boots. And so what I am seeing, so of course, this is a bigger shoe. I'm seeing basically all the way up is where it's going to be most comfortable for me. I'm sitting in a chair, and I kind of just push my feet into it, and I'm going to start with setting them up super high. I initially grabbed a wrench to try to tighten these screws. They do have like a star washer on the back, so you can basically tighten them where you want them, loosen them, and move it up and down. You don't need a pair of needle nose or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull them all the way up evenly and then get these tightened down. So here we have it, guys. I was able to install the fender. It does not bend super well, but basically just kind of have some grooves that you kind of just slide in. Overall, it's pretty rigid. I mean, it's probably better than the magnetic fender that I had. So that's pretty cool. To look at the different colors of black. So when I was ordering this, I basically just picked black. I probably should have picked a glossy black for this, but it's okay. I mean, if it gets scratches, it'd be less noticeable. I do have some dark olive side rails coming because I did buy this and I let my dad ride it when he first got on it a couple times, whatever. This whole side got peeled up and the paint adhesive in the back chipped basically. It flaked off, and then I let someone else ride it on flat top and did this to my board. Also chewed up my my wood sensors, so I'm gonna maybe try to sand those down, but I got some new ones of these coming that I'm going to actually wait to put on till after I practice a little bit more. And I did tire letter paint on my tire. Doesn't look great up close, but from a distance it looks pretty good. So now that we have this tightening down, I'm gonna hop on it and see how it feels. So out in the garage now, and just carrying the one wheel from my dining room to the garage, it's definitely a lot bigger now. It's a lot bulkier, especially carrying it like this. I mean, it feels larger now. So I have not stepped on it since I adjusted the feet. Another thing was that these fenders, they both have the notch outs for the light in the front. Something I was looking at after I put it on, I was making sure that I had put it on straight. So I'm going to try to step on it like I normally ride. Okay, so this, with the extending blocks, the pint is a lot smaller than the GT or the XR, from my understanding. So with the extending blocks, I don't think it will feel much different, which is why I wanted to buy them. So from the videos I was watching, you're supposed to ride it like normal, and then before you go to jump, you kind of slide your feet in, which also seems dangerous to me. So I'm going to go ahead and try that to start with. So I'm going to make one more turn around. Okay, well, I did it. So this is these are my feet fully locked in. Feels fine. I mean, I could probably ride it like this. I do feel like I'm a lot more tucked in though. So what I'm going to do is come back around and I'm going to try to jump, which from the videos I saw, they said they want you to, that was way heavier than I expected the one wheel to be. That one wheel, I think it weighs 27 pounds, and now with who knows how much these added, it's heavier. It's way heavier than I expected. So I'm going to try to start with my feet locked in. Wow, that is so heavy. So that is something different with the lifters, is your feet's more spread out. They're not much more spread out than what I have now. Okay, you heard the wheel spin while I jumped. So that was kind of scary. Okay. That is so heavy. That is so much heavier than I would have expected. Okay, well, I probably should have tons of protection on, but I'm going to go ahead and try to hit this. Oh!
I'm not sure why you chose towards me.
Well, the garage length is this way. I would have smacked it.
And that way.
I mean...
Towards the door.
But... Oh, that honestly hurt my foot. Like it actually really hurt it right here. That's a lot of weight coming down.
You okay?
Yeah, fine. Just hurt my foot. That's all. And I feel like I hurt my shoulder from doing that. It's just, that's a lot to do for the first time. I jumped over it.
Very good.
Okay. So I jumped over that. The point of it is to hit it. I jump over it. I mean, that's also part of the point of the flight fin. Oh, look. I did that just fine. Too confident. The back side is a little bit steeper, so I think there's probably 3 different angles to that, and the back side is probably the much more steep one. So right now, I can tell you what's hurting my foot the most. This bottom block is what's digging into my foot. So I wonder if I have my foot too far in. And I'm thinking I might have my foot too far in. Trying to tuck it in too much. Yeah, that back one is definitely steeper. Yeah, I can feel my side of my foot hitting that. Well, it moved. was not supposed to move, but it did. And now that's dirty. My new bonk is dirty. Hopefully it washes off.
Moved again?
What?
Moved again?
It moved. And yeah, my garage is dirty. So hopefully that's not a problem. I would assume it will just wash off. So I have overspray and sawdust and metal shavings on my floor. And then also with the wheel hitting it too, the wheel's dirty now from riding this. I would assume I don't know, that still kind of wants to move. When I first threw it down, it did not want to move. I'm already kind of beating it up. I got a couple tire marks on it. I would assume washing it and letting it dry would probably be fine. But yeah, I have dirt on my hand now from doing that. So on this rubber, maybe just on the rubber versus the slab, I mean, it's much stronger on the rubber, but it is very dirty. Wasn't supposed to do that. Okay, engage that time. Alright, I'm going to try to bonk again. Well, it's moving more than it's supposed to. Maybe I'm hitting it at an angle. Maybe that's part of the problem. I don't really have enough space in here. If I was out on the road, which it's like super, super hot outside, but I have a mini split in here, so it's not as hot. I did have to turn my fans off for the sound. Okay, so I hit that time. I did feel it move a little bit, but I mean, you would get used. I mean, it's still, from my understanding, the goal is for that not to move. People use other things that move. Okay, well, it defeats the purpose if that block is moving. Anyways, oh, that's basically it. I mean, I don't know how much more I can show you guys. I am going to wash this. If you do get one, I like really tore it up and it's dirty. I can feel all the stuff on it. I'm just going to try to wash it with water. Hopefully it comes clean, but that's pretty much it for kind of my take on it, first time trying it. You kind of saw the process of me feeling more comfortable with it. The board is heavy. I would assume the pipe is less heavy. The XR, the GT, they're going to be stupid heavy. But I guess you would get used to it, build up the muscles. They're cool looking. That fender removes real easy. So I mean, that's pretty cool. Bunch of dog hair and dirt on it. But it looks kind of weird without that now. But overall, I think it's definitely something cool to pass the time, do something, you know, alone, be able to just go out and play with it. Especially if I can do it in the garage. Once I get the garage cleaned up a little bit more, something I can do, or see if my wife screams at me if I try it in the house. But that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope this answered some of your questions, and I will catch you guys in the next video.